We out here.
That was not cool.
Anyway,
yeah.
we haven't even started yet, but this is already moving. Okay. Are you gonna introduce us? Or?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Palumi.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Ty.
Tyrone.
Yeah, today we're just gonna be talking about a lot.
Okay.
Topic of different conversations.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first thing? What should we hit from the back?
Do you guys want to be triggered straight away or?
Should we go from high to low or should we ease into it?
Let's ease into it.
Should we ease into it? Okay, let's ease
How's
into
your
it.
week been then?
It's not enough people ask questions like how you week.
That is
Yeah.
true though. And like in a sincere
It's
way.
important.
Because a lot of times we'll ask it in a
Just wanting to say it was good.
you know, just like you know when you say, "Oh, you're right," just
Keep moving on.
keep
Like.
it moving. Keep it moving.
Like if they start talking about their week,
You're
would
like,
you
"Eesh."
actually listen or?
Yeah, depends on the
Depends on
person.
the person. It depends on the person. Because if it's some next, I'm like,
Trust me, you know when you gotta say like that's crazy, like 6 times. Nah, brother, finish the story.
I mean, after the third, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It should
Just
be like
leave
a.
it.
Wrap it up.
It should be like.
You guys-
But it's true though. It's like, oh, that's mad. Someone is still going. Like, oh, that's
Keep
mad.
ranting on
Like-
the floor, like, shit.
Is that how your week went then?
Nah. The week was, the weeks just keep on going. Boss, like, fam, we're going to 2020. Like, I swear last week was
Trust me.
January or something. Like,
Literally 2 days ago.
I mean, just for context, we'll probably be putting this out in 2020. So we go, just say.
Happy
any of those
New
that's
Year!
watching, any of those that's watching, this is from the past. Like, you know.
Hello, future.
But it's crazy though talking about that, like 2020. I feel like I was speaking to someone about this like last night about the whole idea of 2020. For me, it's just always been like
The vision.
you get like a weird concept, like 2020. Something's gonna happen in the future.
for
Like
sure.
just
Even the
it's
number
weird.
2020 is like, it's bare unique. Like,
Yeah.
just like had a fucking album called the 2020 Experience.
Exactly.
And that number's like, it's a unique number.
I don't know. I just feel like 2020.
2020 vision.
Yeah.
2020
I just always
vision.
I always looked at it as a concept. It's weird that we're actually going into the year 2020. Like it's
We've been alive for so long. Like, what the hell?
yeah.
Oh my god. Apparently, like when it was 2014 or 2018 or 2019, my colleague was telling me that he saw on Twitter and someone was like, oh my god, the earth is only is 2019 years old.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It's 2019 or 18, I don't know, yeah.
I see, like, there's fucking, that's like the uneducated tweets, you know?
What the hell? Like, where have you been? What do you know? What school did you go to? Who are your
idea.
friends?
Because your friends wouldn't let you say something
Yeah, and like it went round, like you didn't even delete it.
Really?
Oh.
Well, hopefully it's been deleted. Like I don't know,
Nah, they ain't learned the lesson. Like that.
but yeah, man.
But yeah, it's crazy just to realize that it feels like and given like our age and our generation, it's weird knowing that this decade coming is now the decade where a lot of us are gonna be getting married. A lot of us are gonna be having kids. A lot of us are gonna be having taking this big leap, in life. Like, yes, fair enough. Most of us, all of us in this room anyway, we've been working working, being adults for a while.
Yeah.
But fortunately, this is
Sadly,
you get what I'm saying. But now we're actually proper. It's just, I don't know. For me, it still feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels weird. I don't know.
I feel like I wish them days when we were back, like, fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, science classes.
Yeah, for
History,
sure.
English and stuff like where you used to fuck around with your friend. You know what I
Tell
mean?
you. And nothing meant anything.
Yep.
Now everything you do means something.
Yeah,
You're like,
bro.
you don't go into work means you don't get paid.
Yeah.
That's I gotta have like consequences for my action. I'm driving. I park my shit in a disabled car spot.
What?
Yeah, and I'll be getting the tickets, like the fines. Like, what the hell?
Did you actually park your car in
I'm
it?
doing it. Like,
What?
Imagine I came out. There's this one video. Yeah.
Tyrone is trash.
Hey, listen. When you got finesse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did it like one time
Don't
recently.
finesse.
I'm not setting a good example, but like,
Yeah.
like, life has fucked me, so I will fuck like that. Oh shit! Like, There's even one time I parked my shit in like one of the disabled car spots. You know, like in town.
Yeah.
I come back here. Imagine some Oyinbo. Obviously, I was gonna say. I was gonna say the
Caucasian.
The Caucasian.
A Caucasian fella.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even a Caucasian fella. It was a Caucasian madam. So imagine she comes out, she writes a note on my fucking car, and I see her leaving as well, innit? And you know, I said like, this is for disabled spot. Like, if you don't have the badge, fuck off. It's twats like you. I was like,
Did she have the badge?
No, she ain't had shit. Like, obviously, she parked in like a normal spot, innit? But like, she did that on my car. I was thinking to myself, like, how the fuck you not know that I might be having like a disability? You know, like shit, I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what baffles me? So she got out of her car. She came out of her car.
Yeah.
She saw your car. She went back to get pen and paper to write that. That's effort.
People
By
have
the time-
man.
That's
I mean,
a lot of
if
time.
it was someone that had the badge, then fair enough.
Yeah,
You could be like, you know what, maybe they tried to come and park
Are you only
and
that-
saw you, and then yeah. But if it's a normal person,
being.
like not that. I mean,
No, like, it wasn't a piss
Everyone's
off, it's like,
normal.
why
it was
not?
normal, exactly. I didn't mean that. I just meant, you know, if it was an fully able
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it
What's that?
These days,
That meme.
these days, there's a lot of things you can't even say anymore. It's
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, when we were starting off, I was about to say some wild shit now.
Sing it.
Same.
Say it. Do you know what?
cares.
What? Oh my
No one's
god!
watching.
Like, I feel like we have to just say things.
Who have 10 subscribers?
I mean, you know what the cancel culture is like nowadays.
Ah.
You say one thing that's
Yeah.
wrong, man, like, nah, fuck this guy, cancel this guy in 2020.
But as long as it's not ignorant,
Yeah,
like I
true,
feel
true,
like you should be, as long as it's not ignorant.
True.
Yeah.
Like, do your research. Don't just say anything. Like,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't go out and talk about something that I'm not. Like, I wouldn't come here and talk about something that I don't understand.
Yeah, you're not educated.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as it's not ignorant, it's fine.
But the whole,
We're gonna be triggering some people today, I guess.
but the whole idea of cancel culture, though, this is my problem with it. It's the whole idea is like they don't allow for growth. You know, when especially this one, that's what grinds my gears so much. Like, it pisses me off is when it's okay. Someone did something 10 years ago,
Yeah.
or someone said something 25 years ago, and now you want to cancel them 25 years later for something they said before.
It's like Brother Nature.
Sorry,
It's like brother nature.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. If it was something like
What did
okay,
he say? What, brother, on Twitter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they were saying that racist shit back in like what the 08, 07 days when like niggas used to have like the Xbox 360 live messages. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You beat some of the match like, oh well, fuck your mum. Like, yeah,
Oh,
we were saying that kind of like
Yeah.
shit on Twitter, innit?
you know what I'm saying. But and I get canceling someone for doing something ignorant in the present. You know what I'm saying, or they're saying things that's wild. I'm trying to educate them and they're not listening. Cool.
Yeah.
But if and it always seems to happen whenever a celebrity, for example, is about to do something major, then I feel like people are just so bitter that they will go and find something
fine
to.
stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What happened to what's it called?
My Jammer?
Kevin
yeah,
Hart.
they did my age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
did
did
my
Kevin
Gemma,
Hart.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, was it last year? This is like old news anyway. I think it was last year. Was this year? I don't know. Was this year? Yeah. So he was trying to do like the host the Oscars.
Yeah.
And they went and found something that he said about gay people. Like, I think it was like 5, 6, 7, a long time ago.
When everybody was
and
homophobic.
everyone was literally when exactly. I know it's bad, but at that time everyone was homophobic.
People only started getting like more accepting now of like
Exactly.
the LGBT and stuff. You know?
Exactly. So the guy, and they started canceling. They want to cancel him now.
Yeah.
You know, and also I just put someone's in my head, but I lost the person's name. But anyway, it happens. Okay, yeah. SNL. I don't know if you guys heard
Saturday
about
Night
SNL guy. Yeah, some guy that got a job. He was introduced as one of the hosts of SNL, and people went back and found his tweets from a time ago.
Oh shit!
Just to say, oh, why are you giving this guy this job? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just that's what
Like, you don't know how far he's come.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know.
They don't
what he's
allow for
changed.
growth. They don't allow for change. Look, personally, I say some wild.
Oh,
wow! Fam, do you know how many times I've gone on my Twitter to delete a lot?
Really?
the just.
You never know tomorrow. You never know who it could be tomorrow.
Right.
And I literally have gone back and like, okay, this may not work well right now. Let me just delete quick. You get what I'm saying? So, but people grow. And for me, the same things I've said, maybe not on Twitter, but the same things I've said to people,
Yeah.
that if they talk about right now,
You'd be like, please.
It's a bit of a sticky one. You get what I'm saying? Because I've been. I say this to everyone that knows me. You know, I was a different person back in the day, and now I'm different. And if you wanna cancel me for
like, you know what I mean?
exactly, people grow up.
Yeah.
Even if you're there are some 30-year-olds that are not grown up yet.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So people grow up. We need to allow for growth. That's my thing about the cancel culture. You get what I'm saying? Like, and especially even when you want to cancel someone, why not try to educate the person?
Yes.
Maybe the person don't even know.
They don't care. They
You
just
get what
want
I'm
to
saying?
cancel.
Like, if it's now okay, you try to educate the person's like nah, la 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 la. Okay, then cool. Do your thing. Cancel.
I'm gonna pause you there, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like this is literally like what we're gonna talk about anyway. But like this cancel culture and cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you even know what cultural appropriation is, right?
Drake is a physical embodiment of cultural appropriation.
So what do you guys think of cultural appropriation?
That, you know what? Yeah, that's even like such a sticky topic because like I'll have like conversations with Pavan, my boy Kevin, and we talk about like all types of shit in so many different ways. You can just say like the music sense. You can see people like Drake, obviously, guy from Canada. They have like the certain like jargon the way they talk, but like he hops onto like British slang, he hops onto Jamaican patois, like you know what I'm saying, like all them kind of words, and like for him, he's just using it to make money. So I ain't got really an issue. Like at the end of the day, you know, like the guy ghost writes, you know what I mean. So and like I don't really care too much about Drake, so whatever he wants to do, it's just that other people, small people. It's like when you think of this, like you're seeing like an Oyinbo girl, and she has braids, not normal like box braids. Why is the fucking saying box braids? Like cane rolls or some shit, but like she has like proper shit coming down in it. You know what I mean? Like the proper thick ones, like that's meant for black hair. So my issue is like that's cultural appropriation because you can rock it and you're not gonna get told by your manager like you need to take that shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, a black girl can do it. Maybe it might not be now, but a few years ago, like when my mum was like working in the States or working in London and shit, she would have like braids and they'll look at her and be like, yo, it's not fit for work. You know, it doesn't look clean, doesn't look perfect. Why do you think all black women get like their hair straightened? And white girls want to be saying like, okay, not all white girls, I'm not racist. I'm not racist, yeah, but like the white girls want to be saying, the few ones on Twitter I see, want to be saying like, what's the difference? I mean, it's not really that deep. It's not, you know what I mean? It's just hair. So, I mean, you can say that because you ain't gone through the traumas.
Okay, but what? Okay, let me play devil's advocate because I was gonna, because when Palumi talked about this topic earlier, I had a stance before, and I spoke to someone and they kind of changed. No, they changed, but they kind of made me think about things differently. Okay, so what would you say in that now? Okay, what would you say about black girls that wear weave?
There's nothing wrong with black girls wearing weave.
But is that not a form of cultural?
No, impossible. Because like I think black girls gotta do it because like just again like my example of like working in different places where it's just like think of it like the standard of beauty has always been white. You know what I mean? So you don't really see. It's only recently you see like models like such as like Naomi Campbell or other such popular. Like even now we're talking about 2019. You only see like there's a lot of now black girls, but before there wasn't. Yeah. Like now we can like bring up the youths. Like the youth, our little sisters, our little brothers know that the standard of beautification is black people now, innit? You know, like we're trendy, we're cool. We like everything that we do kind of pops. But I'm not trying to just gas ourselves like that. Obviously, other races got stuff like that. But I think that when black girls have like weave, I think it's because when they grew up, they saw that like having straight hair, having a
it's not even skin, like your parent. My hair was relaxed when I was 5, like because I don't know why. Like they just thought, oh yeah, you need to have straight hair. Like, but I don't understand why I can't go and like even up till today, my mum still relaxes her hair, and like this is where I'm gonna like come in because I'm gonna play devil's advocate as well. But anyway, before that, it says like inappropriate adoption of customs, practices, and ideas, right? Of one people or society by members of another, and typically more dominant people or society. So basically, why do we? Okay, the thoughts. It's just like not coming because I get what you mean, like, and you've just changed my view a little bit.
Yeah, that's literally
I kind of get what you mean, but like for me, I used to always think like, oh, like why would a white person do braids? Why would a white person do dreadlocks? Your hair can barely lock. But like, if you talk about like globalization though,
Yeah.
if we're aiming for globalization, why can't a white person get braids? Why can't?
No, I fuck what you mean. I fuck what you mean. It's just that when the majority takes the swag of a like minority, I just always look at it different. Like I can give you two examples. I think of it like this: like take away from black and white people, we're gonna talk about Japan. Let's talk about Tokyo. There are niggas in Tokyo. I dead, on the dead homies. They dress like Mexicans. Like I'm talking. You even seen like fucking what's that film with Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, them rap group. What's the NWA?
Back
Remember?
then, yeah.
So do you remember that? Do you remember that scene where what's it called? That the police, the feds, they catch the NWA and like the Ice Cube and them niggas, and they drop them up where the Mexicans live in it, because obviously sometimes the Mexicans have beef with the black people back in the streets and shit like that.
Yeah.
There are people in Tokyo that dress that. I'm talking, bro, like head shaved, tats on that shit, fam, fucking on the sleeve and stuff. Like this is such an interesting thing because like. There's this guy called The Casual that I watch like for like maybe updates on fashion, and like he's a lecturer. He went to university and everything, innit? So like when Japan takes something and they do cultural appropriation, but they do it differently from like white people or Americans or Europeans and
What's
shit
the
like that.
difference?
So in fashion sense and in terms of like lifestyle, if they take something from the West, they give it their own spin, their own interpretation, and their own perspective about it. So an example of like all the streetwear brands from Supreme, Stussy, Nike, all of that stuff, the hip hop scene, their interpretation of it is Bape. You seen Bape, you saw Lil Wayne wear Bape, you seen Kanye wear Bape, Pharrell and all that shit. That's what Japan sees hip hop in the streets, and that's why like from 90 like Bape, Hysteric Glamour, Mastermind, even though that one's a bit like new. That's what Japan's interpretation of it is as well. So an example, like obviously the Mexican thing, they fuck with the Mexican shit in America so hard that they don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
And they give it out like as a new package, and you can see it as well. So when you go to Tokyo, it's completely different. Even though that this city is full of like just obviously Asian people, but like you think people have that much enthusiastic about one thing. The only thing I can say about like why I would think that's cultural appropriation is that they don't give it back to the West. So they take from the West, they repackage it, and it's within their market. They don't come back to them. They're not. It's only recently that they're friendly open barriers to like UK, America. Let's face it, those are the two countries that's doing the most. You know what I mean? If you see like French music, like they only start doing that shit because. But yeah, that's why I think it's just interesting.
The whole idea of that, though, I mean, can someone explain to me properly? Okay, how? In what way is it just like educating? Because I've known about this topic for like a long time. I've always heard, I've always seen people's side, but I've never really had an opinion or like a position on it because I just never really understood it. But how is it? Give me examples of how it's like negative, like.
So like if we're talking in sense of like business versus lifestyle, the business is like. Another example is that the negative aspects is that you're taking away of shit that makes like a minority or even like individual, like a team, like a creative team, and then you kind of like doing it for yourself, innit? Like obviously that's like your originality, that's your theme and stuff like that. So like I think of it like this, like say this podcast, we were like heavily had a theme about like I don't know, maybe like Nigeria or maybe a theme of like something that makes us unique, especially like in Gravesend or maybe in London in that kind of terms of sense, that we can talk about something that we relate heavy to. And then you see like another person kind of like adopts like say Drake for some reason. I don't know why he wants to do podcast. He sees the way that we speak, he sees the way our theme is. Yeah. He takes that shit, he takes our source, our swag, and he obviously is on a much bigger platform and he can like make that shit go fly, you know what I'm saying? Like
okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's just in like the business sense, like
but like in like what I'm okay. That's obviously like not okay. Like I agree with you on that. But like on a smaller scale, there are people that they get triggered for like the tiniest thing.
Yeah,
like,
because there's always like a whole debate of what is appreciation and what is appropriation. You know, so where is that line? Is it are we? Because it seems to me anyway. Because again, this whole topic of I just never had an opinion because I just never had a stance, you know. But it always seems to me that we've gotten to a point
sometimes it's just the person that's criticizing, because like even if you appreciate something or you appropriate something, whatever, like it's me who's criticizing it that defines that, right? Because let me tell you something. Even if somebody appreciates it so much, like for example, if you have a friend, right, who comes to your house and eats like what's it called, like your African food or whatever that your mom cooks and loves it and like goes off to like cook it, like you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like even though your friend doesn't know the struggle, or if I don't know what, like you give your friend a pass, even though they don't know the struggle, right? So but if it's just some random person that you see in Tesco or in an African shop doing food shopping, you're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you in my shop? And then they go on YouTube to go and make the food or something. Like, how would you feel about it? Isn't it you? Yeah.
It's interesting.
I just need to get my thoughts together because it's just like all over the place. Like I'm confused, but I get it, and I'm confused and I get it because it's just weird. Like it's just messed up. Yeah. Like I think that we should just like cool down. We should just chill out.
Yeah, because like what I was trying to, because earlier I was trying to basically say it just seems like in today's climate, like in today's society, we can't appreciate anything anymore. You know, like no one that is not, especially as black people, which I kind of get, given that we've always been on the wrong end of the stick, you know. So it's now like we're very easily triggered. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it seems like no one can do anything without us, you know, coming for them and just, you know, because a lot of times we also look at, for example, Nicki Minaj with her song Chun Li. You know, someone could say that is appropriation. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but no one, but not or racist. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. Imagine if a white person's did, I don't know, Morgan Freeman. I don't know, like, or
Rosa Parks. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, obviously, like, ooh, that song is getting taken down.
I don't know the equivalent, but
that's
you know what I'm saying. Like, what do we? Because it seems my thing has always been like, now we explained the whole idea of appropriation, right? Yeah, and it makes sense to me. I've always kind of thought about it that way. I just never put two and two together. It makes sense, right? But it just seems like when we do it, it's like it's fine. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. 100%. What's the reverse of?
Is there?
Is there a
black people are the biggest people when it comes to like calling sheep? You know what I mean? Like we say stuff about being racist, but we get racist to like Asian people, but and like white people as well. But you know what the thing is? Like I think we're never gonna have peace on this earth. I'm not gonna capture like, you know what I mean? Like,
nah, that's true.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like
call me cynical, but that's true.
Like all this foundation, and obviously all the wars that's been happening to the point that before civilization has even started, it's like you'll never get peace. Like
the foundation is messed up.
It's messed up. We'll never have peace. So like when things like this is bound to happen, like humans are just like we're such weird creatures about it, like the way that we go around and transpire. So like bringing it back to your point, like you were talking about like a friend that's bare into like jollof, yam, a gushy stew, like, you know, proper Nigerian cooking, you know what I mean? Might be Jamaican.
I am actually.
Yeah, I am actually, you know what I mean? Which is cool with everything, like, shout out the plug.
Peaches.
And if they see this, I want that. I mean,
literally, cost a free meal.
If you're in Gravesend,
come
area, go to Peaches.
I want pieces now. Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway. But we know
Burger King. What's a Burger King?
What is this? Anyway, carry on.
So like I give respect to people that like they appreciate something. So like maybe the friend put them on and they take that shit into like proper consideration. You never seen like a white boy that's bare into like hella into that shit.
Or Afro beats or something.
Like, I fucks with that. But the fact is that if you take the thing is that when age of social media, if you appreciate something and you put it onto a social media platform to make even more money, I'm gonna say you're appropriating. I see it in that kind of sense because it's hard because like that's not your identity. I understand you fuck with it, but I feel like you're doing it for now the likes, the views, the money, the shit that takes away from appreciation. Maybe if you still do that and you put in the business and you give like shit back into the community or something like that, you're helping your niggas out and stuff like that. Now, I understand, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? You give back in some way. I'm not saying you got to give all your monies, but you got to also show that you're really appreciating it. Because what I'm saying is that you're taking that shit and that shit's going to put you into a further platform and you get bigger. You know, you get bigger off.
That's like when designer brands were jumping onto Ankara and stuff, like African patterns.
Yeah.
In Selfridges, you know, they were going for like $2,000. But did they even shout out?
Nothing.
Like, where did you buy? You bought it for like £20 for the whole material. Like, it's actually cheap.
Did you guys see the bag? You know the Ghana must go bag.
Yeah.
Do you know what Ghana must go is? Like this bag, I don't know.
Let me show you.
Like,
Probably
like,
know.
yeah, like the history is funny.
Like,
the history of it is like it's like a bag. It's literally
you,
like a bag.
he definitely
But
does it.
it was when they see you will know. But anyway, by now there'll be a Ghana must go back in this picture. Just now. But
You fucking lying.
Bruh.
yeah,
No, they weren't
was
selling
one-
this
yeah,
for
I can't remember
£2,000.
who. Again, it might
That's
be fake.
£1.
Actually,
or £2 in like.
Actually, like, you know, we're saying that now. I'm about
Bullets
to say
or
this. It
Pecco?
might have been fake, but I saw it that like some next design. I can't remember who
Okay,
it was.
let me see.
Was
Yeah.
basically did the exact and it was trying to sell it for like some next.
Oh,
price.
Louis Vuitton. Yeah,
Was it Louis? I think it was
LV.
Louis Vuitton.
Let me see.
All these high-end
can't
brands, they
remember, but
all love doing that shit. They
It's-
all love taking
So
shit.
okay, so from your point, so are you trying to? Is it okay? So it's appreciation
Yeah.
until the person starts.
$300.
Yeah, trying to Louis Vuitton. Is that real?
Something that's
Is it
£2.
real?
It's a bat. Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh
It was a
wow.
thing.
If I know anyone that paid
Let's
£300
check.
for that, I swear I'll slap them.
When
with
you know you
reality.
can get it for £1 or £2.
Okay, so Tyrone, so is it appreciation until there's now
They're making money
they're
off
making some sort of
I
value
think
of
it's
it.
if you're making money with it, I'm fine to a certain extent that you're making cash of it. It's just I feel like again closed doors, so I can't really tell, and it's harder to judge someone from their good intentions to when it's making money.
True.
But like it's just when I see you just doing that kind of shit and you're getting bigger, I kind of feel like the appreciation is gone. Now it's just about the hustle. Because I think of it like this, yeah, like whatever business that you have, yeah, it can never just be solely in just one field. Like the fuck, like me and my niggas, like not only we want to do clothing, but this shit's like a creative studio in it. So it's more like of like videographing, video editing, clothing, YouTube, like anime and stuff like that. Like it's all that kind of sense. I can't put my whole shit and like as much as I love Japan. I love Japan, hella, innit? And America as well. And I love London, but like, can't just be, all my shit just can't be Japanese. Because I'm not Japanese. Like, they're gonna fuck with me because they like the shit that we're doing. Like, the people outside gonna fuck with us because they like the shit that we're talking about. Like, what we appreciate or appropriate is not the whole thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Does that kind of make sense to it? So I feel like when you're like, imagine someone gets famous and all they do is just like they appropriate something like such as like cooking,
Elvis.
fashion.
And that's
Elvis.
all they do.
Elvis, isn't it? Elvis.
Okay.
That's why people are coming for Elvis for like crazy because they're saying that he took jazz and just basically
Ran
bro.
with it.
And like the thing is, like, if you want to be a great artist, like a proper, how can I say it? Like a proper versatile artist, I'm gonna say give you like two examples that you might look around me. Someone like XXXTentacion. So he was like a very versatile guy. Take away. Yeah, so like in his music, like take away from the facts that we're not going to talk about like his what he did to his girlfriend and like some of the fuck shit because he's fuck shit crazy. But like you know, this guy's got problems and stuff. I'm not going to excuse it, but it is what it is. Like he's passed away now, so we can't say shit in it. But like he was a very versatile kind of nigga. You know what I'm saying? He made it up with him, Ski Mask, and they're playing nothing but like fucking grunge shit.
Grunge rap kind
grunge
of.
rap. Then it gets to the point where now he's making songs with Diplo and he's proper like when he dropped his first initial album, his debut album, 17, like to a point where it's that very melodramatic, dark theme. You think something
Emo.
like it's The Weeknd, but it's not The Weeknd, isn't it?
Yeah, but
It's all kinds of sense like in music. So imagine like, why you think Bryson Tiller flopped when he dropped his second album? Because Trap Soul.
No, he flopped.
Yeah,
Like, I agree that he flopped.
Like Trap Soul was hard. He had the recipe, but like niggas that Party Next Door, The Weeknd, they already been having that shit. You know, those two came out first before Bryson Tiller, and that's why he's struggling to make music now.
Even Party
Where
Next
is
Door
he
isn't
actually?
doing as well
he
as he
wifed
should,
up
man.
a girl when he got her pregnant,
And that's it.
God knows what he's doing. Only like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just see shit.
Bruh.
it's a bit bad. Like even P&D, like you say, he's coming back to make music and stuff.
No,
that.
yeah, like he's dropped a song with
His final
Drake.
escape from the Drake.
With
Yeah,
Drake, but I like the
Drake's
song though.
OVO sweat store, man.
The sweatshop.
Sweat store, man.
The music sweatshop. That's crazy though.
But you see what I mean, though. Like it's just like I feel if you just so heavily want to take like another appropriation of another culture, and that's all your business is, then like what the fuck? But like if you're doing it, maybe like I said, it's the intentions in it. So like if you're doing it like for like the minor things, like you just want to wear braids. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm just gonna look at you because more time.
Like, I get it if you wear like I have no problem if like a white person wants to wear braids, yeah. But I get it because like for example, Kim Kardashian renamed it. She called it something else.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
That's why I get what you
That's
mean. Like,
bad.
don't do that. It's
Yeah.
not cool because like don't just don't do that. Like
There's this one place in LA, or it might be ATL. Actually, no, it's definitely in LA. It's like the South Korean hairdressing shop, and obviously they're kind of like.
I saw it on Twitter.
You saw that shit, didn't you? They are giving Asian brothers
Afro.
fade rolls, froze, fades,
like full on afro. Like it looks like a black person's hair.
Yeah,
What?
for real.
They have like I can't even explain. You have to watch the video.
You have
man.
to watch it. They're so sick at doing it. I'm never They're so sick at doing it. So like with them and
Are they
with
appreciating or are they
they're hoping it.
appropriating?
As much as like this again, like the whole thing about Far East Asia.
So are they giving credit to
No,
black people?
no.
Or are they saying like
No, they're not doing.
Wait,
Okay.
are they calling it a different name?
No,
or-
they're not calling it a different name. You can clearly like so like the thing with like Far East Asian people, like they're so sick at like fucking whatever that we do, like fucking with whatever that we do, like in America and the UK,
And then
they're taking it
to
for
another
the whole.
level.
So
Yeah.
like, I don't see it as like racist, or maybe I might see it maybe a little bit of ignorance, but like when this people like that, so like, all right, white person wants to get braids, cool, calm. She moves on with the head of the day. She's not really doing anything. They now make it into a whole new business, a whole new culture. Like you go into the shop, you think like, shit, these guys are from like America. They've been living there. No, man, these shit like they bear like fresh from Korea. You know what I'm saying? Like from Seoul, like them kind of areas and stuff like that. So like the way they do it, it's like they put so much effort into it. But at the same time, it's like they're not shouting out anyone that's that's been like had that kind of hair or like I don't know. It's so like difficult.
or at least putting money back to the culture, you know?
I don't even think they're putting money.
just
back in the
shout,
culture,
just
yeah.
shouting out like because I remember like Beyonce did this video, you know the Run the World, and they got she was doing like some African, is it Kenyan or South African dance in that video, but like she actually went there. She got people to teach her the dance and she brought them into the video as well.
Really?
Like, she's like, you guys taught me, you guys are going to be dancing. Basically, like, she gave them credit.
Fair enough.
So I think that's probably cultural appreciation.
100%. You give them
Yeah. And
That's the thing. I was talking about. Sorry, it's like this is where.
it's like, I get it, I don't get it. I'm confused. My brain's everywhere.
No, I feel like I now have a different perspective to look at it, which I didn't initially, which I feel like that's the whole point of having a conversation, isn't it? But just taking it again, just the whole idea of putting money back to the culture and just taking that to another extreme level that I'm about to go. Okay, so the whole idea of how China is basically raiding Africa. Like, literally,
100%,
literally,
That's not
like
the culture
what I
bullshit.
mean.
They're just
When-
taking our resources.
like, it's
That's just fuck you all.
This
And
is exploitation.
Do you know the worst
That's
thing?
it.
They're saying to them, never mind, don't worry, don't pay us now. We'll just and then there's interest in all of that. And also, like, I think I heard in Abuja or something, there's like a train they built. But the amount of money they built that for was ridiculous. And was it somewhere in East Africa they built like a train line as well for a lot cheaper. They got brand new trains. We got old trains. Like, why did we spend that much money? They're like, we're being bumped.
It's like the thing is, as much as I fuck with African people and I love it, but it's just like there's a pretense that we love money too much. So I know there's like obviously in every government films, whether if it's in Asia, Europe, or America, South America, they're all corrupt niggas in it. But in Africa, there are gonna be some like they don't care about the people in it. They're gonna like take it for themselves. So I feel like China will come up to countries like Ghana. What did you say the train wasn't?
Nigeria, yeah.
So like, I feel like they will come up to them kind of like people and kind of like exploit them. So like, tantalize them with new houses, cars, like fucking servants. So,
But that's not okay though.
The thing is-
Because like they like when people are bashing Nigeria, they'll probably be like, oh yeah, they're trash, they're this, they're that. But they're contributing, like they're not helping the country grow.
Yeah,
So
the thing about Africa. This is what I've kind of decided, and it helps me live at peace.
Yeah.
Is the whole idea that we love immediate gratification too much.
100%.
Like, I'm saying, like we just that's all we. So like we sell off a lot of things that are worth trillions in the next 10, 20 years for 10 billion right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing. We love immediate. If it's not come, if we don't get, I don't want to hear that. In 20 years I'm gonna get 1 trillion. Give me 10 billion right now.
Right
now. You get what I'm saying? And I saw a video. So I've always known. I've always heard the news. I've always read the news about how China are literally at this moment, not even slowly anymore. They're aggressively moving into Africa. I've always heard that, but then one video that really broke my heart. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Those two black boys,
They're
black
forcing
kids.
Mandarin, innit?
To learn Mandarin. I've not seen it.
Oh,
They punished them, had them doing what's it called?
Why?
Jackie Chan
Saying
so-
someone did like a translation. I can't remember now, but like something about
it's like a national anthem.
national
or something
anthem.
like that.
For
They're
China,
learning
like basically like two black boys, not even boys, kids, like
Little
tiny
kids.
kids, like
Seven, no, even seven, like
or even
5
that.
years or
Like
something.
I'm saying, like, and that really hit the nail on the head. That's they really aggressively moving into Africa, and the thing is, right? I feel like African leaders they're silly. I don't want to say they're stupid.
Yeah,
They're silly. The reason I say silly is because China, I feel like they're doing let's do what China did back in like 10, 20 years ago. Because 10, 20 years ago, China was like a laughing stock. You know what I'm saying? If you say anything is from China, you're like, haha. It's like a bad thing. But now everything is from China. And that is no longer being looked down upon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what China did, right, back in the day was they realized, you know what? We have the labor force. We have like 1 billion people in our country.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Everyone needs work. Everyone wants to work. You know what? You guys come and quote unquote exploit us for cheap labor. But what are you gonna do? Every single company that you make, every single factory, 99% of the workers are gonna be Chinese.
Yeah.
That are still being exploited.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? 99% of workers are gonna be Chinese. That was the deal. Any company, call it iPhone, Apple, whatever, iPhone is a company, but Apple, all these big companies that went there, like Range Rovers, like all of them that went there to make things for cheap.
Did they? What?
Like, other than went there for cheap, right? The whole idea was 99% of your workers are gonna be Chinese. So what that does is it creates employment first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, so economy is getting better because people have jobs, people can work, people are spending money into the economy. 1, 2, what that also does is the workers now know how things work. That's why when you take something to China, within a week, no matter how innovative your idea is, within a week there's copies everywhere.
That's actually mad. I never thought of it like that.
You know what I'm saying? There's copies everywhere. So now what happens? Okay, so where I work now with sales scooters, hoverboards, and all these things, right? I've learned a lot to the point where if I wanted, it's not really my cup of tea, really. But if I wanted, I could go and start my own hoverboard business. Yeah. I know how everything works.
Yeah.
Everything. I know what to do. I know how every single mode. I know how everything works.
Yeah.
So I could just go and start my own and make it cheaper or something to compete. But it's not really my cup of tea. You get what I'm saying? That's what they do. So now they know in China, and then they make laws. Chinese people are smart. Even though, you know what I'm saying?
To go and learn.
Now they make laws, right? That every single thing that a Chinese citizen buy, it's not really a law, but the kind of the laws that they made basically says it. Basically everything that you buy, you have to buy from China.
Yeah.
If you buy anything internationally, you're paying. Some of them could go up to 5,000% import tax.
So if like we were like saying, if you have Mercedes in China,
You're-
you are rich.
People are looking at you like, okay, this
or
guy
if you
has
have like a
money.
Ford, you're rich.
Because
you have to have
because you
Chinese
probably
stuff.
because let's say for example 5,000% of something is if something is £1, that means you're paying £5,000 for it.
Oh shit! So that shit goes hella up in value.
Exactly. It's not even value, just how much you're paying. So a Mercedes that is worth £1,000, import tax is 5,000 of that. So it's nearly like 5 million for something worth one thousand. Again, sorry, my math might be trash.
Yeah.
But
Well, obviously, I'm not
point is-
saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
yeah, but point is,
I'm
it's crazy amount that you're paying. So now what that means is people that, like she said, the people that ride Mercedes and ride foreign cars in China, that looked at, oh, you got that money because you're able to afford
or
paying
even
the import
anything.
tax.
So,
Or
it,
even
so
anything.
I get it. This is why they have like fake designers.
So
Because at least they have it, but it's the Chinese.
yeah. So what that does is that encourages you to buy his film because what grows an economy is spending in the economy. It's literally like it's a circulation. When an economy is going bad and there's no money, that's because people are taking out. That's why Africa is trash because we have so much money in Africa. But what we do is when we get the money in Africa, we want to go abroad to go and spend it.
Yeah.
Want to go to Dubai, want to go to UK for
Oh
2
my
weeks
God.
vacation. We're taking money out of Africa.
And they even
to
want
go
to
and
stay
give
there as well. They don't
and
even
wanna
want to
stay
come
there.
back home.
You know what I'm saying? That's why most of you can't if you're from UK. Do you know how difficult it would be for you to buy a house cash?
Yeah.
Because people look at you like, why do you have that
How
much
much?
cash?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this estate agents, they don't. Once you say you're from Nigeria and you're buying cash, they're like, they're like the bedman Rob, the bedman. Good morning. Because they know you come here, they will buy in 2 million pounds houses cash.
Yeah. True.
The money that we just stole from our economy, and we're giving it to them.
Yeah.
So now our economy is getting bad. But the Chinese people, they do is they basically, in a way, force you. They don't force you. It's not illegal to buy international things, but the import taxes makes it basically illegal. But they force you to spend in the economy. So now when the economy is growing, they force you to even people to come to spend in the economy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like African leaders are trying to do. Oh, let's do the same thing where we get them to come and. But no, what Chinese people are doing is. Instead of 99% of workers being African, 99% of people are Chinese.
They still bring their
literally
people.
bring their people from China
On the ship or whatever, yeah.
wherever, and they built. Do you know why every single major city in this world have a Chinatown? Do you know why? Do you think it's because of coolness? No, it's for the money to continue being spent in their economy. So even when
Very
they're not,
smart.
even when they're not in their economy, they're spending their economy because Chinatown is made up of like Chinese people.
Exactly.
So if you
Oh
spend
my
there,
God, this
That's probably the best point I've ever
so,
heard.
if,
You know
so
what I'm
if so if you spend there, they just take the money back to China.
Yeah, for real. For fuck. Else,
And
and
then all of us-
send that shit to their.
all of us idiot people, I want to go to Chinatown to go and see.
Yeah, oh, let's go eat in
It's tourism.
Chinatown.
It's tourism.
You don't even have to go to China to give money to China. Like,
Exactly.
give money
You
to
don't have
China
go
from
to China to give money to-
London.
You can give money to China from London.
It's mad.
So they do all that
I was
to
gonna-
continue growing the economy.
They're actually
But
so
African-
smart.
Too smart. But African people are. I genuinely, okay, I don't know this for a fact, but I genuinely believe that's that's the only reason why all these African leaders are letting Chinese people come. Yeah. Because I feel like they're trying to let's do what they did, but then you don't know what they did.
Yeah, you can't.
And you're not doing it
Our
right.
population can't.
Do you know right now in Lagos, there's so many places, so many estates full of Chinese people. When I left Nigeria 6-7 years ago, I thought it was a few. I was like, okay. But when I left, I thought it was, a few. But
One
now,
off.
from what I'm hearing, there's like literally estates just full of Chinese people.
I don't. Why do you want to come like Nigeria, Africa, like the land?
Because we have
Because
friends.
that's their next
That's the
way
next
of making
because
money.
China-
Like, it's business.
Because China, whatever you want to say, again, now this is now me. This is not opinion, by the way. It's this is no longer facts. But say what you want to say about China. The only thing they have, the only economy based, the only what do you want to call it? resource is labor force. They don't really have much growth.
Yeah.
Africa, our resource, we have, name it.
Agriculture, oil,
Name it.
precious metals, gold,
Name it. Name what
diamonds.
Literally, name what we have in Africa.
Salt.
What's that shit from Black Panther, fam? Vibranium.
Vibranium.
we technically, I say this all the time, we technically have vibranium. Vibranium in the real world is coltan.
God. So what else do we need? We've got food. We've got the precious metals. We've got we've got cattle.
Vibranium
we've got loads of fish.
For sure. Vibranium in the real world is called coltan. And what coltan is found, the majority of it is found in Congo. That's why I call Congo like the Wakanda of Africa, right? Yeah. But even though it doesn't look like it, every single, more 99% of anything electric has coltan in it.
Is that just a conductor?
What's it called? Is in the capacitor. You get what I'm saying? It's capacitor of every single, your fridge, your TV, your phone. This mic, maybe not this mic, but maybe this mic. I don't know. Anything, this camera that we're using, every single thing that is that is electrically powered has coltan in it. Yeah. And where is the majority of it found? Congo. That's why Congo is not in.
So we don't know how to sell our shit. We don't know the value of what we have.
That's what I'm trying to
because these people come and take stuff and pay like 1p.
That's what I'm trying to explain earlier. That immediate gratification is killing us. You know what I'm saying? Something that will be worth 100 trillion in the next 10 years. We want to sell it off.
Let's not even say 10 years. Let's make it easier. You know, in Nigeria, there's like a refinery that's closed down, and we have oil. So they just come to take the oil and sell it back to us, where we can just refine our own oil and just sell it for more.
Well, the thing is,
they don't want to do the work.
Unfortunately,
I don't know.
It's not even there anymore. It's just, unfortunately, our forefathers, when it comes to that oil thing, has killed us. Because Shell, Texaco, they all own basically 99% of all oil blocks in Nigeria.
And they're not even Nigerian companies.
And they're not Nigerian companies. Yeah. So technically, it's not even that we don't want to do the work. We just literally can't. It's not ours anymore.
Yeah.
It's what I'm saying. The only way we chase them out is by doing it illegally and by force. You get what I'm saying? We can't legally say them, okay, time to go. Want to know. Because they've bought out, they're just giving out.
That's what
1 billion.
Was it Zimbabwe or Kenya? That's what they did to
Zimbabwe.
Indians. They just told them all to leave.
The land, to call the land back, basically.
Oh, Mugabe.
Yeah, he actually just told them all to leave.
He did well.
He did well.
But then he kind of
lost the plot there.
But
the intentions are pure.
They got lost in the sauce. But initially he had the sauce. And then they got lost in it. But you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. With Nigeria, that's what I was thinking before. I was thinking, why can't we just refine our own thing until I realized we can't because it's no longer ours. Shell has literally gone to Nigeria. They've paid 1 billion for oil blocks that's now worth 100 billions. And now what you said is basically that's the simplification of it. We're making oil, we're exporting it at for example, £1 per barrel. Again, it's more than that, like about $100 or something. But anyway, for example, just to make the maths easier, we're exporting it for £1 per barrel, and then we're importing it back refined for £20. Does that make sense? No. What can we do? Saudi Arabia, right? They make that oil. They refine that oil. They have the cheapest, like, gas price. Like, I'm American. Petrol prices. Petrol prices. You know what I'm saying? They're the cheapest because they literally refine their own.
Yeah,
but in Nigeria, every 2 days, we're going on petrol strike.
Like, for something
because there's scarcity. Or the government doesn't want to subsidize it anymore, so now we have to pay the full price for something that is underneath us. And not only that, even crude oil is crazy because even the crude oil is probably one of the best mineral resource ever because there's literally every single thing that you can get from it is useful.
Yeah.
Even the waste is useful.
Isn't that kind of like on the decline at the moment, crude oil?
It is. It kind of
because of the electric.
And also the fact that it's no longer we're using it more than it's naturally.
It harms our environment. And all these things.
Definitely does that. 1 and 2, we're using it more than it's naturally replenishing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So technically, the volume that we have is literally going down. because everything is running on crude oil.
We're just
And
rinsing
it's-
everything.
So
anyway.
you get what I'm
As
saying?
it's finished. That's what I mean.
But
like,
it's but even
end
without
times.
that, we have everything else that we could use. We have the what coal. We have coal in Nigeria.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know why we're not even using that. No, look, even the solar power in Nigeria is like 30 degrees every day.
Yeah, I can't lie.
Why
This
can't
is
we-
such
You get what I'm saying?
because like other
There are
powers
people
don't-
doing it now though, like
Yeah.
out there doing it. 'cause-
It's all I just know is I don't know, man. Like one thing I do know for a fact actually. I know this. The only people that will save Africans are the Africans in the diaspora.
Yeah, but then I was gonna come to this, right? So, like going back to China, if you like going to uni, you see bare Chinese people at uni, but when you go in when you start working, where have they gone to? Like they've gone back home.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So they don't just like they go around, take knowledge and take it back home, but we don't do that. We just run away. Like why can't we just endure like?
Shoot, how many?
Like
How
why?
many internationals have I seen?
Working,
So
absolutely.
if they said everyone, all Nigerians or all Africans, go back to Africa, let's do the work. We've got the knowledge. Why?
though.
And the thing, oh my God, like we don't even get recognized here. Like you have to work 10 times harder, but you can just take the knowledge you have, go back home and just use it for something. Yeah, do a madness. But nobody's willing to do that because everyone's like, oh my God, it's trash. I can't do that. I can't live there. But somebody has to do
Someone
it.
has to do it.
it's
Someone
so
has to
true.
do it.
Someone
So
has to
that's why I think that sometimes don't come here and complain and feel entitled. Because at the end of the day, I know that the colonial masters, in your graves, I know that you lot did a madness. I know. But please, let's not feel entitled. Because the problem is like, why do we now come to like England and say, oh my God, they're so racist to me, or they don't understand how to do my hair. Go back home and where they can do your hair for you, like things like that. But
Like, you remember Ben? I was telling you about Toy. Like, he went back home. Obviously, he had like an NHS appointment in it for his tooth. I think they were just trying to take one of his wisdom tooth out. They charged him like £500 in the UK. He went back to Nice. They do it for like what 200, something like that. Simple flight, maybe even less than that. Then obviously the tickets to go to there, like it made the sense in it.
yeah,
So he just did that. Like
it's mad. It's so deep. Like I was talking to Sophie yesterday. Another thing is like, why is it that like we're actually obviously I believe no one can. Please don't come and argue with me because I don't have time for that. But I believe
Get my
that
mentions.
black people can't be racist to other.
Black people are the most racist people there is.
Yeah, but you have to use another word
Yeah.
because of like
No,
'cause
but no, the things
we can't be
you're on
racist.
Twitter, aren't you?
yeah.
Bro,
We're rude.
Yeah, we're
but
fucking
guess
rude.
what? Even us being rude in society, we're still not superior.
Yeah.
So for you to be racist, you have to be superior. You have to feel like you're looking at trash.
Yeah.
But when we're being racist, we don't think that we're looking at trash, right? But anyway, so I forgot what I was gonna say.
To be fair, like the whole topic was the cancel appropriation.
Yeah, and we took it far.
Yeah. We took part like.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say, but yeah.
Go.
Yeah. So we always say like English people don't have a culture, even though we've spoken about this before.
Shepherd
Like,
pie.
I know, like you see, like you see.
What's that thing that Jacob had again?
Bubble and
Bubble and
squeak,
squeak.
bubble and
Bubble and
squeak.
squeak.
See, if a white person acted like this to a goosey, how would you feel? Or to jollof rice, and goes like, oh, like how would you feel? That's one thing. Another thing is like, why have we now? Like we've told them that they have no culture.
Yeah.
Like we've come. So I was saying as well. So I live in England, and if a Nigerian comes to England and says, "Oh, you're doing this like that, you're doing this like that," we don't give credit to the white people and say, "No, this is actually the English way of doing things." We just say, "This is how, like, this is my life in I don't know how to explain it."
But to be fair, like, if we go into like hella detailed into like English people culture, if we travel back further enough, like English people ain't even English people. They're just a mixture of French, German. I was gonna say Italian, but I don't really. Think Italian. But like all of them kind of like areas and shit like that.
Yeah.
And even like the Vikings and stuff like that. So like what the original English people was it the Anglo-Saxons? Or
Yeah.
Like, if you go back to white people's DNA, you probably won't even find like Anglo-Saxons like that in there, like percentage wise, and obviously from the history. So when English people, we'll talk about like the only people that got culture, if you're going from that sense, It's Africans.
No, they
Chinese,
have
yes.
culture.
They've got
That's
culture,
that's what
but
I'm trying to say.
but
We've come to erase their culture.
Why?
We like, no, do you know? Okay, okay, okay. But let me just adjust my seat. Yeah, basically, I think.
Hey, explain. What do you mean?
Okay,
And
Talk
what-
your shit, sis.
So like when our parents came, right? Like or like when we came or whatever, we came to live in their land. They had their own ways of doing things.
Yeah.
That's their culture. Do you get it? They have certain ways of doing things. Like we complain and we say, "Oh, why is it that there's certain things that people do in Nigeria that they like that we don't do here, right? What do you call that?
Oh, sorry.
Isn't that so? Let me
Same
think.
thing
Let
as
me
that.
think of an example. So you go and have English breakfast. Isn't that English culture? Going to the pub. Isn't that English culture?
Yeah, it's culture of the people, I guess. But
Sunday
That's
roast.
like-
English culture.
no, it's definitely like culture. It's just whenever I see it, like England and America, it's just two different ways. Like
Going on holiday. English
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah,
2 weeks in the year.
Getting
But
fucked
like-
abroad. English culture.
but that's the thing. I find their culture different to cultures of like Asia and Africa, and even like Hispanic as well, like countries like in Puerto Rico, Cuba, and whatnot. Because they're the people that's there. Okay, like Brazil and like them kind of places are different because like they have like invaders coming in, so the original people are not really the original people there.
yeah.
But countries where it's like majority of like Africa and like Asia, they within been their countries. So when we have our culture has been going back from fucking years.
But it's 'cause-
thousands of years.
so-
but what white person in culture, that shit only goes back from fucking 1800 or some dumb shit, like from Victorian time.
It goes further than that.
How far would
It's
you
just
go?
been
But it's,
diluted.
yeah, hella, but we haven't. So that's why I find their culture not as strong as, not just, I'm not even just saying for Africans, I'm saying for the Asians, the Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese. I'm even saying it for like the people in South America. I won't say Australians because again, like look at them niggas were prisoners.
Yeah,
they said,
yeah.
They said, I even want y'all guys here. Get
English
the
people,
fuck
British
out.
people that are
That is
prisoners.
true. They literally shipped out of prisoners and
Shit,
dumped them in
imagine you steal a bag.
That's why
and
they're
someone
so
says,
racist.
Yeah. Imagine you steal a bag and someone's like, yeah, you need to get out. Just
Yeah, just
expelled.
leave the country.
That is crazy.
But like, I still think that like
Nah,
we
I mean-
diluted their culture. Is basically
I
what
don't
I'm
want
trying
to
to say.
say dilute. I get what you're trying to say.
I think this shit just
Because
keep-
we came to dilute the culture. We're now saying you have no culture. Like they do have.
But they
a
don't.
culture.
No, I think they don't have like
let's-
a strong
let's
foundation
find
culture
out what
like
the
we
definition-
Like
do.
okay,
culture
so we
is.
have our African clothes, right?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this is nice. This is
Now what's
us.
English clothes?
Suits.
Suits is
Yeah.
actually from
It's
them.
from England.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's English,
like
yeah.
you see
Check
all
the
these
last one.
dresses, like we should is it brogue shoes and
Yeah.
all these like the hats and stuff,
Yeah.
like the little thing on their head that the women wear on their head. That's English culture.
You should that's
No,
English,
suits
We-
are
but,
yeah,
suits.
we
Check,
actually
check,
we
check.
but that's not like
Suits?
that's not
No.
German or Italian.
No, the Germans have the skirt things, don't they?
No, you talking about the Lederhosens. That's what like the skirts is like the kilts is from Scottish, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah, they got like the
But
Lederhosens.
what
and
did
stuff like that.
Germans have something? Oh no!
No,
Oh
it's-
yeah, the
it's-
women with
I used-
the cleavage. Oh yeah, that's
I used to be
different.
like
Bavarian.
the Spanish people because you know Spanish people their kind of dress style is quite similar to like an English person if we're talking like 1800s, 1700s because like not only did they have like cool like picture of a pilgrim like a typical pilgrim like around about that kind of time Henry the Eighth and shit like that was there. You can see like they had like the top hat like little kind of like black jacket, white shirt. And then they had like the trousers that's for some ungodly reason stopped at the knees in it, and then they had like the one of those 3,000s and shit like
One
that.
of those.
But like that kind of sense of like, because that's a European thing, innit? I feel like a lot of the people, like English people that had that kind of shit, they got it from the other countries.
No,
That-
suits is from Britain.
straight from Britain.
Yeah, we checked it before.
Checked it before. I checked it
Oh
again.
shit!
Cultural appropriation.
Did it not? Fucking hell!
I
dude.
mean, do you know it's different though?
Like we actually
What I feel,
flip-
I mean, because now with Britain, I mean, given that they were once colonial masters, so they basically kind of forced their culture on other people, you know. So I wouldn't really call it appropriation if they literally went and just said dress like this. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I get what you're saying. You know about they do because culture. Sorry, so I found the definition of culture. I think I lost it. Let me find it again. So culture is the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society.
Yeah.
So with that definition, everyone has a culture.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, so English people
Yeah.
have a culture. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
culture, but
It's different.
yeah.
It's different.
Would you just
from-
say weak, fam? I think
Say
this shit
weak.
just it's like diluted, weak, not strong, whatever you want to call it, compared to like other different nations in this world. Like, but that's not just only English. Like Scottish probably has a stronger culture than English.
Yeah, they do.
Irish probably got
Irish
stronger
have.
culture
Yeah,
than
yeah,
English.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, cause like Scotland
English used to fuck everyone over. They fucked everyone over.
Yeah.
It's deep in even Scotland and.
Yeah, well, even Scotland, like,
Well-
they were actually hoping to leave the UK so much. Like, they really got the S&P.
I know, but they can't go that far.
No, they can't
sadly,
go
for
that far.
now.
They need to stick with us, man. It's like your little brother trying to get some.
Like, I'd actually give my vote to SNP if I
SNP.
could for this election. But yeah,
Look, side topic. Well, are we all Labour here? Conservative, Lib Dem. What's everyone's feeling about this?
I am,
Green Party,
and
Green
I am
Party.
in between party.
Green Party.
Yeah, Green Party. Woo! To be
Legalize
honest,
the
it's
weed.
really hard, man. Like I've been checking stuff out, and like I went on to Conservative. Obviously, people are either gonna vote Tories or Labour.
That's
But I went to check their. Like I should have checked Lib Dem, Green Party, and all these things. But are they really
Like,
gonna
yeah,
win?
the votes. You voting them just feels like it doesn't matter.
You're wasting
really.
your time,
You're wasting
no?
the vote. Basically.
But like basically, I saw Tories, and it looks really legit. Like people, it's
like what?
okay, Labour. If you go on their referendum, they're just
Chatting shit, innit?
chatting shit. Like, why are you selling people dreams? Like, are you really gonna build 150,000 homes
Never.
next year?
But Conservatives,
Jeremy Corbyn,
they had them momentum. What's the word? Like shit they were supposed to do when they had the 2011.
memorandum, no, referendum.
You know,
I
the
think
shit-
Portfolio?
you know the shit that you say that you're gonna do, and then obviously when you
Policies,
get into
I don't
power,
know.
yeah. But since they've been in power, they ain't done
Who?
shit.
Tories?
Conservatives. Yeah, Tories. They ain't done shit. The new homes are supposed to be built. Like I don't know how much they said, like 200,000. They ain't even built one motherfucker from that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't done shit for us. All they've done, like, well, I swear this was a coalition government. What the fuck happened to Liberal
Yeah.
Democrats?
okay. Let me throw this argument out there, right? Is it not better, right, that we aim for the stars, and if we fall, we fall at the maybe the moon
We're
or
not
something?
falling nowhere with Labour.
Wait, hold on. It's not better we aim for the stars, and if we fall short, at least we land on the moon, than just feel like we're just gonna do just basic things and nothing's really gonna change.
But if you aim for the star, like you give yourself, and you know that you have resources to get to the star.
Yeah, which they
we
do,
don't
apparently.
have that.
They said they do.
Labour.
Tax the rich, innit?
That's going to piss me off. You can't tax the rich because guess what? They're gonna reduce. Your job is gone. Your job is gone. Like your salaries are gonna reduce.
Do you know?
if
Again,
tax-
I'm
ta-
playing.
tax goes
I'm
up.
playing devil's advocate here, by the way.
So people need
But
to be
where are
realistic.
the thing is the whole idea of they're gonna go? Where they're gonna go? Which
China.
No,
China? Fair enough.
No,
because
real.
all other well-off neighboring countries that tax even more than us. Sweden are more than us.
Yeah,
Norway's
but
more than
they
us.
They wouldn't go there.
All these Scandinavian countries that are looked at as the good people, the good countries. The taxes are crazy. That's why
Yes.
that is why
Yes.
they're good. Is because the taxing is
but
crazy.
but
So where they're gonna go? Because
but
I
they
have to
set them
understand-
up to be able to pay.
But
We
you-
weren't
but you
set
actually-
up to do that.
But you actually have to understand that these companies, them being in London for the sake of being in London, just the name alone benefits them. Is a profit in
Brand.
itself. It's branding in
brand.
itself. You know what I'm saying? You cheap enough and going to Kaduna and not Kaduna. Kaduna, shout out my Nigerian people. But you cheap enough and going to some next place. Fair enough, it might get cheaper.
No, let's just say
Fair
Poland. Like if
Poland.
your head office is in Poland, like
Who's gonna rate you? I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah,
who's
I get it.
Yeah, I'm so I get the whole idea of it would definitely annoy them.
Yeah.
It would definitely piss them off.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
what?
But I just feel like
Okay, let me tell you what they will do because I don't think they're gonna
Okay, okay.
leave the UK like that. Their what's it called, factory could go to Poland and their head office can hold their meetings in London. This is 2019, 2020. Do you think that a lot of these people have their factories abroad? Like, what's it called? Is it Dagenham? Like, where does Ford manufacture their cars these days?
America, no?
Yeah, it's America. I don't
America.
Ford used to have a factory in Dagenham, right?
Maybe Vauxhall or something. I don't know.
I know like Land Rover. Like,
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
that shit there, but
There was
Vauxhall,
a
Land
big
Rover.
like factory. These factories have left the UK
they're
time
doing
ago.
shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Time ago. So like we obviously ours is like service at
Yeah,
this
that's
point.
that's my
But
point. Yeah,
it will still affect them because these lot are not willing. Their profit is not going to go up. So why are you going to tax them more? They're going to reduce their costs. And guess what costs they can? They can't reduce electricity costs. They can't reduce
Or the overhead bills and shit like
yeah,
that.
they can't reduce their rent. They can't reduce that. But they can control your
can
salary.
reduce the niggas,
They,
that.
yeah, they can reduce the amount of people there, and they're gonna tell, bruh. And if they're kicking people out, the people that are left are gonna want to work hard because they're like, I don't want to get kicked out. So now you're doing the job of two people.
Trust me. For a 21K salary or some
Hold
shit.
on.
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. I'm in between parties because it's so hard.
Let me play another devil's advocate, right?
Okay.
You have to understand this whole idea of factory and warehouse and all that. It's unfortunately it's being outdated. Yeah. Like very, 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 very soon. Robots will be doing all those jobs anyway. Like I'm saying that. Hold on.
Yeah.
They'll be doing, so those jobs are slowly and surely becoming outdated. You know what I'm saying? Like even so I work warehouses. It's not as easy as it used to be to get people to come work in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Like before, put a warehouse job offer and you get your finger flooded. Now you're basically nearly more or less begging people to come work. You get what I'm saying?
Personnel.
Literally. So no one really wants to do that kind of job anymore.
Yeah.
And that trend is just gonna carry on that way till it gets to the point where no one is doing the job anymore. You get what I'm saying? So yes, service is what London and UK is about. And that in itself is a $1 billion market. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Which I feel like is not gonna change. That is just gonna go up as well. So I get the whole idea that yes, the labor force might go, but most things are not even being made here anyway. Yeah. And we've been doing fine. Mm-hmm. So if more or less things are being made, we'll still be doing fine. So again, I'm not trying to, this is not me campaigning for labor. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like genuinely, because this whole idea of conservative, they're really basically playing out their name. They're being very, very conservative with their policies and just we'll do this, we'll do. But then I know it's now becoming a meme with privatizing NHS. My people are like,
wait, but is it that people don't know? Like, okay, the thing that like pisses me off about different parties. Okay, conservative, they're like up their own ass. Like I know, Labour. They don't know anything. Like they're not well informed because did they know that NHS was already like partly privatized?
yeah.
Do they know that the EU was paying for NHS? Basically, so we put money into the EU. When we get money back, we put it towards the NHS.
Yeah, but Labour, that's why they're not trying to, because Labour's not trying to leave. Trying to remain.
Good question. How's the NHS partly privatized? Can you explain more?
So now, so before we never used to pay for like medicines. Yeah. We never used to pay for anything. Yeah. But now, like, it's partly privatized, which is why we have to pay for certain things. Before it was just like, it was covered by NIC, so National Insurance Contribution. But now it doesn't even cover it.
Because you get that shit for free, like when you're uni. That's another uni, when you're younger.
Certain things you get for free, certain things. Is that what I mean? Okay,
but even before, like now, you have to pay £8 for your prescription per prescription. There was a point where you weren't paying anything for your prescription.
I remember.
Yeah, you weren't paying anything for your prescription. Now, like if you come from abroad, they charge you to have a baby here. Yeah. Before they weren't doing that.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't doing that before.
But the thing
like,
is, do you want to get, because I know it's all memed and everything, but do you want to get like, be like America where
no, we don't want to be. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should privatize NHS,
because I feel like that is if anyone is saying, I get that, yes, fair enough, the waiting times, all that might reduce, but again, I'm not in America, so I don't know how factual all these things I see and hear are. But what you pay £1,000 or something, $1,000
Up to 10,000.
Yeah,
Average 10,
even
10,000
ambulance
or
as well.
something like that.
Ambulance trips
And
like
people get
£1,000.
Uber
Like
to the hospital. Like, what
you get
the
what I'm saying?
hell?
Exactly. Man, they get Uber to the hospital.
That's what if I ever to pass out and
I'm
you
about
guys
to die.
only need
Uber!
ambulance, you know, I'll wake up, I'll fight the
No, whoever called it is paying for it.
You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Like, again, and some certain bills that I see that American people post online was to carry for nurse to hold your baby.
Yeah.
Have to
Yeah,
like pay
$30,
like $30
or
something.
$40,
And again, I don't know how factual all those things are.
Yeah.
But if that is in any way, shape,
But
or
we're
form
not.
true.
I don't want. That's why I'm in between. I don't want NHS to be fully privatized. Like, we can't afford it. Like,
No,
we actually can't
if it
afford
gets
it.
privatized, everyone just has to hop onto like fucking healthcare.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
50, 60
But do you
more.
know what? Like, do you guys think that is free? It's not free.
It's not taxes,
When you
it's
get paid,
tax,
we're basically
yeah.
paying NIC,
Of course.
which is basically our insurance towards. We're paying for it basically somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's just that
It's
it covers the people that can't afford it as well, and like the younger ones and all these things,
course, yeah.
which I would like to keep. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if you're disabled or you don't have the means to get a job or whatever, I'm happy to pay for you to.
Disabled, that you should be fine anyway. because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
government
always,
has to-
yeah,
the
yeah,
government,
yeah.
especially blind, deaf, wheelchair.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
government has
because
to
they're
look after
literally. But like, if you can't afford to pay for your healthcare, I'm happy for my national insurance contribution to go towards you and stuff. I'm
It's
fine
fine
with
even
that.
like if the NHS being abused, but at the end of the day, like I'm not the one that's getting like involved. I can't see the NHS being abused. Even if I go into like A&E, I haven't been to A&E in a minute yet, but like if I ever go to A&E, I know I'm waiting very long. At the same time, like there's countries that wish that they can have something that we have in it. So it's not really much of like a big deal. And then like if I really was pressed about like the waiting time and other like qualities about like the NHS, I'd just go private insurance. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, how can you expect the fucking best service when this is just a free thing for like majority of everyone in the UK? You know what I mean? It's like you're expecting to give you that premium rate, like a doctor is gonna come and see you at your bedside. You know when you're at home because you got a little cough.
Like, here's your 3-course meal at home as well.
You know what I mean? But like, if you really wanted something like, if those people that say no, conservatives, like they're so pressed about the NHS shit, fucking
No, I feel like that, like a lot of the things that conservatives want is just linked to immigration. So they're probably trying to say, well, if we reduce the amount of people coming in, then we have less people like
But
in our
then-
country, and then less waiting time. Like, they just link.
No, but then isn't, again, this is all opinions, but isn't the whole idea, wasn't there like a figure saying that most, if not like a lot of NHS staff are immigrants basically?
Yeah,
Nigerian doctors,
the
Polish
agencies
nurses.
literally go out of the country to source because
You get what I'm saying? So a lot
people
of
don't want to study. They're not interested.
exactly.
In that. Yeah.
So what I was gonna what you just said, literally, I was gonna get to my next point of the whole idea. If we're really pressed about, like you said, about the waiting times and order, maybe the government should find a way to encourage people to study, healthcare, like to
They
try
do
study
though.
health.
They get like benefits and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but that's for, I know there's like
Yeah.
there's like 6 courses that you could do that are funded by the NHS that is basically free.
Yeah.
Actually, again, I don't know if that's still the case today, but I remember when I was in uni, when I was in sixth form, I was gonna get into uni. There like 6, I know, like nursing, radiography, and like 4 other ones. I don't know how, if that is still the same now, where it's like you basically go to uni for free and you're like 98% guaranteed to get a job. You know what I'm saying? But fair enough, nurse and older, but then those are not those are not the people that are making us wait. We're not waiting because there's not enough nurses, nurses. We're waiting because there's not enough doctors.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
But they want to cut all the doctors. And they
like
wanna
I'm
cut all the
saying,
nurses.
so if you wanna ship out,
They want to reduce them.
Yeah,
if you wanna-
conservative ones, I swear. Like they
I
said,
don't know.
because I saw a stat like something about like they want to cut down like a few of the hospitals. A lot of like.
Oh yeah,
doctors
they
and
want to
nurses,
remove a lot of the hospitals.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that actually fact?
They
or-
can't afford to run it. I
Yeah.
think that's the
Oh, is
problem.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, that's the whole reason why it's probably been privatized, so they can actually put more money into it. So,
And I get why people are pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sorry to just
No,
move
that's
away
fine,
from
that's
your
fine.
point, but like, because like conservatives is for the middle class to upper
Yeah.
class, right?
100%.
Majority. And Labour is for
The working class.
The work.
like working people like us, yeah. And I would
Broke
be
boys.
pissed off when you're saying that you're going to reduce or remove the hospitals because it's not going to affect them. It's going to affect us.
Yeah.
So I get all of that as well.
£70 to be paying a month for
The
fucking
thing about politics, the thing about thing, yeah, that's I don't really
You
like
can get insurance for
arguing.
like £50, no?
You can.
Like
It just
Bupa
depends.
and stuff.
Like, but if you're
Just the
if you're a
package.
smoker,
But then-
Yeah.
But then what?
And just don't have a heart attack or cancer because then you can't afford. It'd be expensive.
But then what is that? What does it actually cover though? Insurance? Does it cover like dental stuff? I feel like dental always.
dental,
It-
it's a separate thing.
I feel like it's always separate, isn't
So
it?
even then, it's
It's still limited.
what's that? What's the word I'm looking for? Basically, we're paying. Even what we're paying isn't what we should be paying.
Was less.
We're paying a lot less, like because you get subsidized. Yeah, yeah. So basically, if you were to get your tooth, imagine I went to like 3 or 4 appointments, to my doctor, and I had like 1 extraction and 2 fillings. Guess how much it was?
It's peas, isn't it?
50 something pounds on NHS.
Oh shit, really?
50 something pounds.
Was it good though?
Don't ask me that. Of course it was good for... that's how much I can afford. Of course it was good. Well, I'm not going to lie. The tools are a bit outdated. But like, I feel like they still offer you something decent. Like, if you went to private and they would have charged you like 200-300 for the same thing. So I know that I'm not paying the true cost. But at the same time, it's like your phone insurance. Because I am paying for it. It's just broken down. Like, because you pay monthly, right?
Yeah. Basically, I get. You pay monthly for the insurance, but at some point it's gonna get to where it's like it's the full price of the phone. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So we've been paying. Like, if you work, you pay tax, you pay whatever.
Anyway, politics.
Yeah, man.
It's a bit
I
of
don't
a
know how
sticky
we
one
got here.
still.
What the hell?
But again, by the time this is released, we'll find out who won.
Fuck boys.
I'll find out who won. And
yeah.
what was that?
I was just gonna say that. Fuck Nigel Farage.
Yeah, he fucked up everything. Brexit bastard.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And now he left. He actually was in
Did.
UKIP and he said, "Oh, there's a more racist party. I'm going to that." That's all I want to say.
I swear I saw something on the media.
What's on the party?
Brexit party. He was the leader of UKIP. And
I know, yeah. There's a
Brexit.
party called
Brexit, yeah.
I didn't. I'm out of the loop
bro.
of thinking. That's why I play thinking. What's it called? Devil's Advocate. 'Cause I don't know nothing.
Yo, Nigel
Politics-
Farage, he's a smart nigga as well. Because
British politics is not.
he can like
It's
twist
not my
like
forte.
everyone like in the UK and say like this is why we should leave the Britain.
And we actually
EU.
sent him to represent us in the EU
That's true,
Parliament.
didn't we?
What?
That's actually
He was
crazy.
causing trouble.
You know, I think he did some shit for Donald Trump as well. I need to research it as well. But I feel like when Donald
I don't
Trump,
know why I said.
That's the most shock. Breaking news. Nigel Farage.
Nigel Farage and Donald Trump makes sense.
believe his mind. Whoa.
I would have never believed it.
Can't believe it.
But yeah, he's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. The guy, he's smart. He knows what he's doing. For me, let me come and fuck shit up and disappear afterwards. You know what I mean? Real Phantom the Opera type shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Anyway, that was
Thank you guys
a nice conversation.
for listening. Even though it was just going boom, 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 left,
Basically,
right, set, left, right, left, right, left, right.
tune back to Intrinsic channel.
Ew. Please don't listen to him, guys. The hell?
I will see you next time.
See you next time.
It's even on with the throwing out gun signs. It is on.
Now back to my ASMR shit.
Can I ask you guys a quick question? Yeah. So like, in terms of like the video editing.
What's Toby's face?
4 o'clock.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
When? How many